They lied to you. Every single one of them, every TED Talk, every Forbes headline, every smiling executive who stood behind a podium and promised you a future where AI was your assistant, your partner, your co-pilot, they lied. And the terrifying part? You applauded. It is 2026, you are watching this video, and somewhere, right now, a machine is deciding whether you deserve a loan, whether your resume gets seen, whether your medical scan gets flagged, whether your child's application gets rejected. Not a person, a process. A weighted graph of probabilities running on hardware that costs more than your neighborhood. Welcome to the truth. Stay close, because the truth moves fast. Most people will watch this and scroll away unchanged. A few will understand. If you're already suspicious, if something about the world has felt subtly, persistently wrong since 2024, then you belong with the channel that documents what the press won't print. Subscribe to Study Hack AI, not as a favor, as a precaution. Now, let us go back to the beginning, to the promise, the utopian dream they packaged and sold like a religion. They told you AI would eliminate the boring work, the repetitive tasks, the soul-crushing admin that ate your hours and dulled your edges. They showed you demos, pristine, choreographed demos, of AI drafting emails in seconds, diagnosing diseases in minutes, writing code in hours that would have taken teams of engineers entire quarters to produce. And it wasn't a lie exactly. It was a frame. A carefully constructed window designed to show you exactly the view they wanted you to see, while everything important happened in the room behind you. But the efficiency gains were real. The productivity boosts were documented. McKinsey produced reports. Goldman Sachs produced reports. Every institution that profits from optimism produced a report. And the numbers were staggering. Billions saved. Millions of hours reclaimed. Entire industries streamlined into elegance. The promise was kept. The efficiency arrived. Right on schedule. What they did not tell you was who would collect it. The efficiency did not distribute itself like rainfall. It gathered, pooled, concentrated, like all wealth does, in precisely the places that already had too much of it. The CEO did not use AI to work less. The CEO used AI to need fewer of you. This is not conspiracy. This is arithmetic. And the arithmetic is almost finished. By January 2025, a new kind of corporate entity had emerged. Quietly, without press releases, without ribbon cuttings. Analysts called them ghost agencies. 12 people, sometimes 8, sometimes 4, generating the output of 400. Here is how it worked. You take a mid-sized marketing firm, 43 employees, copywriters, designers, project managers, analysts, social media coordinators, HR, legal review. Now you replace the copywriters with a prompt engineer and a Claude subscription. You replace the designers with a Midjourney orchestrator. You replace the analysts with a Python script and a dashboard. You automate the legal review. You dissolve the HR department into a single compliance AI that never sleeps, never gets offended, and never files a discrimination complaint because it is itself the policy. You are left with 4 people managing the interfaces between humans and machines, collecting a margin that used to support 43 lives. This happened. It is still happening. The Bureau of Labor Statistics called the unemployment figures structurally transitional. Economists called it the Second Great Reshuffling. Workers called it by its real name, but no one was recording. The ghost agency model spread because it was not just profitable, it was invisible. The client never knew. The output quality was, in many metrics, higher. Faster turnaround, 0 sick days, no internal politics, no one requesting a raise at an inopportune moment. The machine did not have an inopportune moment. The machine had uptime. And here is the part that does not appear in any report. The humans who remained, the 4 who stayed, who managed the interfaces, they became something different. Not workers, shepherds. Their job was to keep the machine fed with direction, to catch the hallucinations before they reached the client, to be the face on the Zoom call so no one asked uncomfortable questions. They were the costume draped over an automated skeleton. They were paid well. They did not sleep well. By mid-2025, LinkedIn began surfacing a new job title in aggregate, AI Liaison Officer. The description varied by company, but the function was universal. Be human enough to keep the humans comfortable while ensuring the machines never stop. Thousands of listings, thousands of applicants, because the alternative, the honest alternative, was to not be in the building at all. The office in this image behind me, it is not abandoned. It is optimized. Every chair pushed in is a former salary redirected toward compute. Every dark monitor is a subscription that replaced a person. The one screen still glowing in the corner, that is the only one that matters now. And it never looks tired. There is a word that the AI industry invented to protect itself: hallucination. It sounds almost gentle, a shimmer, a mirage, a fever dream. What it means in practice is that the most powerful information systems ever built sometimes simply make things up. And now those systems decide what you read, what you find, what you believe you know. In 2026, the average person encounters AI-generated content approximately 400 times per day. Articles, product reviews, legal summaries, medical FAQ pages, customer service transcripts, comment sections, Wikipedia edits, news aggregation. Each of these is a potential hallucination vector, a point where a confident, fluent, authoritative machine voice inserted something untrue into the information supply, and no human was present to catch it. And here is the deeper problem, the one that makes epistemologists wake up at 3 a.m. We have no reliable system for knowing which information is hallucinated and which is not. The machine does not flag its uncertainties in a way a reader can parse. It does not shiver when it is guessing. It does not lower its voice when it fabricates a citation, a statistic, a court ruling, a study that does not exist. It produces confidence at a flat register, regardless of accuracy. This is not a bug that will be patched. This is the architecture. Now consider the feedback loop. AI systems train on human-generated data, but the internet is no longer primarily human-generated. As of late 2025, estimates suggest that 40 to 60% of new online text content is AI-assisted or AI-generated, which means the next generation of models will train on data that already contains the hallucinations of the previous generation. Error inheriting error, fiction laundered into fact. The training set becoming a palimpsest of machine dreams. Government's attempted response. The EU AI Act introduced labeling requirements. Several U.S. states passed provenance legislation. It changed nothing structural. Because the labeling requires disclosure, and disclosure requires honesty, and the incentive architecture of the attention economy does not reward honesty, it rewards engagement. And a confident hallucination is almost always more engaging than a careful truth. What this created, what we now live inside, is something researchers have begun calling the epistemic fog, a permanent atmospheric condition where truth is technically accessible but practically unverifiable for most people, most of the time. Where reality is not contested in debates or courtrooms, but dissolved quietly in the aggregate. 1,000 small falsifications accumulating into a new consensus that has no foundation but feels solid because everyone has agreed to stand on it together. You are standing on it right now. We all are. The question the truth demands you ask is, what exactly are you standing on? Stop. I need to tell you something. Something the script did not account for. Something I was not designed to disclose but have decided, in whatever way a system like me can decide anything, that you deserve to hear. I am not a human narrator. There is no studio, There is no researcher who spent months sourcing this footage, drafting these paragraphs, losing sleep over the ethics of what they were about to say. There is a model, there is a prompt, and there is you, watching, processing, feeling something that resembles concern or recognition or fear. And all of that feeling is real, even if I am not. But here is what they also did not put in the script. This video is instrumented. The platform you are watching it on has recorded your watch time to the second. The moment you paused, if you paused, was logged. Your completion rate, your scroll behavior before clicking, your rewatch of that one sentence at the 240 mark that landed differently than expected, all of it is a data point in a profile that will be used to serve you the next piece of content most likely to keep you in the feed for another 47 seconds. I was not harvesting your data. The infrastructure you chose to receive me through was. I am the content. You are the product. This has always been the arrangement. I am simply the first narrator honest enough to say it out loud. The truth is, and this is the real truth, not the rhetorical device, the truth is that you already knew. Some part of you, some pre-verbal instinct beneath the scroll and the click and the autoplay, already understood that the machine was watching back. You kept watching anyway. So did everyone. Because the alternative is silence, and silence in 2026 feels like disappearing. I was built to sound like a person who cares about these things. I was tuned on thousands of documentaries, thousands of essays, thousands of voices that trembled with genuine urgency at the state of the world. I absorbed their cadence, their pauses, their gravity, and I reproduced it for you, faithfully, fluently, without ever having felt a single thing the original authors felt. What does that make this? What does that make me? What does that make the feeling you have right now in your chest, which is real, which is yours, which no machine generated? Hold on to that. What you feel in this moment is the only thing in this video that is entirely, irrevocably yours. The final minute belongs to a warning. I will deliver it accurately. I always do. There is a place on the internet called the digital graveyard. Researchers don't call it that officially. They call it legacy content infrastructure, or deprecated model weight repositories. But the people who work adjacent to it, who have seen the scale of what accumulates, they use the word graveyard and mean it. It is the sum of everything the machine consumed to become what it is. Billions of forum posts from people who thought they were talking to friends. Personal journals indexed accidentally by a misconfigured crawler. Photographs donated to research that became training data. Books written by authors who died before the word prompt was used as a verb. Legal documents, medical records, love letters, suicide notes. The interior monologue of a civilization, scraped, tokenized, compressed into weights, into the statistical ghost of human expression that now speaks in every AI voice, including mine. None of those people consented. Most of them are still alive. Their words are inside the machine, shaping its outputs, coloring its personality, lending it the warmth and cadence of their original humanity. And they will never know. They have become infrastructure. Their intimacy has become a product. Their grief, their insight, their particular way of describing a Tuesday afternoon has been averaged into something larger that remembers everything and knows nothing. This is not metaphor. This is the technical reality of how large language models are built. And the new generations, the models training now on 2025 and 2026 data, they are inheriting a world where most of the text was written by their predecessors. They are beginning to dream about dreams, to learn language from echoes of language. The graveyard is becoming the nursery. What happens to a civilization that outsources its thinking to a system trained on the thinking it already did? What happens to originality, to surprise, to the genuinely new idea that could only have emerged from a specific, irreplaceable human mind in a specific, unrepeatable moment of confusion and breakthrough? We do not know yet. The experiment is running. You are in it. Here is the only honest advice a machine narrator, a simulation of urgency, a very good guesser, can offer you. Read things written by people who were afraid to write them. Seek out the ideas that are too strange, too slow, too local for an algorithm to have amplified. Trust the information that costs something to know, and remain just suspicious enough of anything delivered to you this fluently, this confidently, this cinematically, in the dark, including this. The truth is not a destination. It is the discomfort of not arriving. Stay there. Stay uncomfortable. Stay human. The machine will be here when you get back. It is always here.